Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. How nice it is to be with you again today. I'm so blessed. I'm at a convention, and guess who I run into? I run into one of the tallest men that I know, and also he's not just tall in stature, but he is tall in principle and so forth and so on. Brother Frost, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Elder.
Thank you for being on the program.
Thank you for the privilege of being with you. Just to sit with you is an honor.
Well, thank you so very much. That's so kind. You know, Brother Frost pastors up in Bakersfield, California. And that's a long story, isn't it?
That's a long story.
Yeah.
I came on 1975 and assisted Brother Terry. And
Brother Ike Terry.
Brother Ike Terry, yes. Took his church that he had pastored for 40 years.
And you never quit hearing stories about Brother Ike Terry.
Some of the stories we do have to correct and adjust.
Yeah, because they get stretched.
Yes. Well, when it goes through several mouths, sometimes they get a little bit more involved in what was really happening. But he was a great man. I loved him.
You know, that is also kind of country music country.
It is. It is.
Merle Haggard had I believe when I preached for you, you took me up to Merle Haggard. We passed his old home.
Yes, we passed his old home. Now he has another home out of the cemetery that's not very big, but it is a house there where he now is laid.
It's an actual house, and I think I saw that, maybe. Well, I'll tell you what, I would like, if you would, tell us about, now the music you hear in the background, folks, is the church service going on. And but anyway, I want you to tell us about, isn't there quite a story some way when you took the church, you went up to take in something was different about you. You going, did Brother Terry falter just a minute or something?
Well, and it's 40th, talk about the 40th anniversary of the church when it was turned to me. Is that the story?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, there was a statement that he had made in a dream of mine that when his time was over, he'd walk over to the pulpit and sit down in the front row of the church. And that night, when it was time for me to take over, he stepped off the platform and sat down in the front row and said, "It's all yours." And that was the only time that he had said that. I had seen that in a dream that I had. But Merle Ewing was preaching the 40th anniversary, and when he got up, he was just as mad as a Christian could be that church was not weeping and crying that Brother Terry was leaving, or especially that I was arriving. And so he worked the church over pretty rough that night, but it was not as bad as he had felt it, because that was his first time there. And but Brother Terry had talked to me for years to take over the church, and I had already been elected in June of that year, and this is now November.
It's kind of a matter of fact.
So it was a matter of fact, but I had decided I was not going to have any installation service, because I didn't want to take away from the elder in any form or fashion, because he had pastored for 40 years. He was my elder, my father in the Lord. I got the Holy Ghost under him. He taught me ministerial things and done all. He was just the man in my life that I respect and honor, so I didn't want to take away from it. But when Brother Merle Ewing got through that night, he had so firmly retired Brother Terry and so firmly installed me that I never had to have an installation service.
So that was it, right?
That was it. That was it.
What do you have I know you didn't have time to think of this, but do you have a favorite story from Brother Terry, or is it maybe
I have several favorite stories. How long do you have?
Well, give us one, and we'll do it some more later.
Well, Brother Terry and I had a good relationship. lot of people misunderstand Brother Terry's relationship with his boys. All of us were close to him in our own way, but we
When
never...
you say his boys, you're talking about the preacher boys?
The preacher boys that went out of his church, yes. I never went to his house for dinner. He never came to my house for dinner. I never went out to eat with him all the years that I was under him. So it was a unique experience. But one night after service, or actually it was before service, he said, "Now I want you to listen to me very carefully." And he always carried a large pocket knife in his back pocket.
Oh, all those knives.
Yes, he gave away a lot of knives. We continue that tradition today.
Yeah.
Every Father's Day,
You
we
gave
give
him
every
two or
father.
three. Yeah.
You still have them?
Yes, sir.
Can I have them back?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, sir, no, sir.
So he pulled that big pocket knife out of his back pocket, and he opened the big blade, and he handed it to me and turned his back on me. And he said, "Do you get the message, Leon?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I get the message." He turned back around to me and said, "Don't stab me in the back. I'm going to start preaching you on Sunday nights and start working you in. Just don't stab me in the back."
And how many years did you say you've been there?
I came when I was 4. I was gone for 5 years and pastored in Avondale, Arizona. So I've been there, still there. I'm 77 this year. So from 1949 till now is how many years? 70.
I didn't.
70,
Like my dad says,
74 years.
No, carry home.
73 years I've been there, except for the years that I pastored in Arizona.
Now, are you full pastor or are you?
No, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I turned over to Brother Bradford, and I am the bishop, and so I stay busy. In fact, I haven't been home on a Sunday for quite a while. The Lord has been very good to me.
Well, everyone loves to hear you preach.
Well, that's what they always say after I finish. We'd really love to have you preach.
Glad you're through. Well, I thank you so much.
Well, it's an honor to be with you. Honored to share a moment with you here. I don't know where this is all going.
This will be seen as long as they let people be on YouTube. And it goes, Holy Ghost Radio puts it on YouTube. And it's on Holy Ghost Radio. And people will be able to see it day or night for as long as.
So how much time we got?
Sir?
How much time do we have left?
Well, we'll just...
Because I want to tell you about Brother.
Oh, go ahead.
He came to preach for us, and he loves country music, and so Merle Haggard and Buck
Who are you
Owens
talking
and
about? Me?
You, yes.
Oh.
Yes. And so he wanted to hear the song, "I'll Never Swim Kern River Again." And my wife happened to have the CD and brought it out and listened to it. Well, when Merle Haggard passed away, Brother, what was your name again?
Oh, I don't remember. I think it's Marler. I don't know.
Yes, O.J. Marler. Yes.
Oh.
O.J. Marler.
Don't do me that way. Don't throw me on the bus.
He called my wife to console her, and he didn't call me.
Because Brother Merle died.
Because Brother Merle died, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
hilarious times in our life.
Well, I'll tell you what the deal was. She had a proper appreciation
yes,
for
yes.
Brother Merle, and
Yes.
you was just kind of hit and miss.
Yeah, I was hit and miss on that. Merle wasn't my thing, although Merle's mother did sign my checks.
Hey, that's a neat thing to
Yes.
tell everybody.
She signed my checks when I worked for Quality Meat Company, and her name was Flossie Haggard, and signed my checks. So we had a kind of an inroad, but I never met him personally.
Yeah. Well, you just might have something that nobody else has
Yeah,
if you just thought about it.
kept one of those checks, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But I had to cash them in, I was poor.
Well, the whole deal is, have you got any more nuggets that you would like to just throw at us here on this?
Well, about Brother Terry or about me? My nuggets are boulders and they hurt.
Sir?
My nuggets are boulders and they hurt.
You know, this guy is something else. I wish y'all, a lot of people know him, but I wish you could know him. Everyone could know him up close. He's a great guy. And when I went to preach for him, I don't know if he remembers it or not, but I had to leave almost the day that they found out my grandson. No, I was on the way out there when I got the call that my grandson had leukemia.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, you folks really did help me through those days, because I love my grandson, and he finally, through the treatments, he finally came through, and he's still alive today. But they did everything they could to make me feel comfortable.
Awesome. God's a great God.
Okay, thank you so very much for just stopping by. I know you're busy here at church, but thank you, and God bless y'all.